Yes, it is a mental it's going to cut south street of Eurasia, Armenia, or Einstein. This is the most underrated countries in the world. It has so much Asian monasteries, great cuisine, and beautiful nature. And so this is one of the Since that time, many people became curious to see what's happening in this country today. So let's take a look. Upon arrival at the international airport, so I thought first thing that's going to surprise you is a huge lot in front of the airport. This means that the journey is going to be both interesting and delicious. Under the Soviet, the immediate economy was transformed from agricultural to primarily industrial. Today, however, agriculture remains important. Armenia's economy still suffers from the breakdown of the former Soviet trading patterns. The conflict with Azerbaijan over Nagorno-Karabakh has not been resolved. Also, Armenian-Turkish relations are officially non-existent and have historically been hostile. The closure of Azerbaijani and Turkish borders has devastated the economy because Armenia depends on outside supply of energy and local raw materials. Armenians take special pride in production, cognac, brandy, wine, and Canterbury. The largest wine and cognac makers are Avarat and Noah. Recently, they started exporting brandy to the United States and Europe. To this day, the economy relies heavily on investment and support for Armenians living abroad. So what was the recent revolution all about? Nomination for the post of Prime Minister of Serge Sargsyan, who had already been in power for more than 10 years, was a tipping point and led to a series of protests from April to May 2018. As a result of the Velvet Revolution, Mr. Sargsyan had to resign, and the opposition leader, Nikol Pashinyan, became prime minister. Was it worth it? Yes. As a result, Armenia went up in the rankings of the Reporters Without Borders from the 80th to the 61st place. Armenia is now working hard to provide a favorable investment climate and to develop its IT industry. However, local residents say there's a little bit of disappointment after the revolution because the expectations were too high. Salaries continue to be at a low level. According to the official data, the average salary is just around $300 a month, But the local people say that it's even lower than that, and it's around $150 a month. Armenia is a mountainous country with a great variety of scenery. The average altitude is 5,900 feet, or 1,800 meters above sea level. Summer is warm and hot. The average June and August temperature being 77 Fahrenheit or 25 Celsius. International tourism is growing. Most tourists come from Russia, Iran, and the US. In 2018, 1.6 million people visited the country, and the number has been increasing by roughly 10% since 2010. Hey guys, so you're from Hong Kong. That is unbelievable. We are in Armenia, and you have tourists from Hong Kong. So what's your impression of Armenia?
Very beautiful. I like it for here. It's very nice
Okay.
and friendly and always willing to help me. We met a very funny and cheerful travel guy here, and she helped us.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
And what's your favorite location so far?
The monastery and the mountain, the two mountains, the Avara Mount, is that?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, the one, yeah. And
Hey.
I went there yesterday. Okay, wonderful.
yes.
Thank you guys and enjoy your trip. Mount Ararat, which was historically part of Armenia, is the highest mountain in the region. Now located in Turkey, but clearly visible from Armenia, it is still regarded by the Armenians as the symbol of their land. Armenia is famous for its mountains and monasteries. The pagan Garni temple, built around the 1st century, is the only Greco-Roman colonnaded building in the post-Soviet states. Another monastery that's about 15-minute drive from the Garni temple, Igor, is a medieval monastery being partially carved out of an adjacent mountain. Surrounded by cliffs, it is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This monastery complex was founded in the 4th century by Gregory the Illuminator at the site of a sacred spring inside a cave. Now let's look at the cities. Upon arrival in Yerevan, the capital of Armenia, I had some mixed feelings. You step out of your hotel and you see people selling all kinds of stuff on the streets. You see dilapidated housing blocks from the Soviet era, garages in the inner yards of the apartment blocks. But as you move closer to the center, you see Republic Square and the Cascade Complex. They look very fresh and modern. Many central buildings are pink because they're made of local volcanic painted stone. Some of the best places to visit in the city are the fountains of the public square, the first zip line in the city that goes under the bridge, the Armenian Genocide Memorial, the Victory Park with Soviet military equipment, and the modern Armenian Monument, from which you can get a great view of the city. Some of the popular walking areas are the Northern Avenue, the Opera Theater Square, and the Swan Lake Park, not far from it. When it comes to public transportation, there is Subway in Yerevan, which was opened in the year 1981, and today it has 10 stations. Unfortunately, they wouldn't let me go and film inside. Few people know that Yerevan has turned 2,800 years old in 2018. Erebuni is an ancient city, and it's located 782 before Christ. So this makes Yerevan 29 years older than Rome. Gyumri is the second city in both industry and population, and is the Republic's major textile center. It was called Ladinakan during the Soviet period. The surroundings of the city are rich in black tuff, a building material, so it doesn't come as a surprise that a lot of buildings in the center are built from this material. Unfortunately, in December 1988, there was an earthquake that caused severe damage and killed 25,000 people in the country. The city had to be rebuilt from scratch. Today, there is peace and tranquility in the center. And if it wasn't for the cars, you might think you were at the beginning of the 20th century. One of the main city attractions is the Black Fortress, sitting on top of a hill, not far from which is the Russian military base. Turkey is just 10 kilometers from here, so they're hiring the Russian troops to protect it from Turkey, but that's just a thought. Nearby is the monument, Modern Armenia. Around Gyumri, the scenery is beautiful. You'll find lakes, green fields, where you can enjoy magical sunsets. The third largest city in Armenia is Vanadzor. In the Soviet times, it was called Kirovakan. Tigran Avenue is the main avenue of Vanadzor. That's where all the shops and restaurants are located. But walking and driving through the city, you will feel like little has changed since the days of Kirovakan. Another important city in Armenia is Agorashipat. It's located just 20 kilometers from Yerevan, and it's one of the most significant cultural and religious centers in the country. In 1945, Agorashipat was renamed to Etchmiadzin. The Etchmiadzin Cathedral, Armenia's mother church, is considered the oldest cathedral in the world, the historical center of the Armenian Apostolic Church. In 1992, the city was returned its former name, but today in everyday life, they use both names. Many people call this complex the Second Vatican. The local specialty of the city restaurant